Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all my students of 6 Yakin. How are you doing today? I hope you are fine, staying safe at home with your family. Alright, so today our lesson is going to be a writing lesson. Okay, so our lesson for today is going to be based on your textbook, page 6. Alright, so if you have your textbook, please take your textbook and turn to page 6. Alright, let's go. Alright, so these are the learning objective for today. Right, so number 1, by the end of this lesson, you should be able to name 6 types of punctuation marks correctly. And number 2, you should be able to punctuate sentences correctly. Alright, so boys and girls, what do you know about punctuation marks? Alright, punctuation marks help reader to understand the tone, the meaning and the feeling of the written sentences. Alright, in Malay, punctuation mark is known as penanda wacana. Right, so by having all these punctuation mark, we can feel the reader. Okay, kita boleh tahu apa perasaan penulis tu. Okay, so actually there are lots of punctuation marks, but today we are only going to cover 6 of them. Right, so the punctuation marks that we are going to learn today are full stop, comma, question mark, capital letters, exclamation mark, and quotation mark. Okay, so the first punctuation mark is full stop. Alright, full stop, titik. Alright, so a full stop is placed at the end of a complete sentence. Alright, so a full stop letaknya di hujung ayat yang lengkap. For example, this is Encik Hakimi, full stop. He is my teacher, full stop. He is 32 years old, full stop. So, whenever there is a full stop in a sentence, meaning that the reader have to stop. Okay, kalau ada full stop, maknanya masa baca tu kita kena stop. Right? This is Encik Hakimi, stop. He is my teacher, stop. He is 32 years old, stop. Alright, so the next punctuation mark is comma. C-O-M-M-A, comma. Alright, so a comma is used to separate phrases or items in a list. Right, so comma is to separate. Separate means untuk pisahkan. Right, let's say we have 3 items. Okay, kita ada 3 benda. So how to separate them? We use comma. Right, for examples, the first example we have here is, these are Najmi, comma, Asin, comma, Edith, comma, and Kamini. Okay, as you can see, Najmi, Asin, Edith, and Kamini, these 4 are all friends. Okay, are the names of persons. Okay, so we separate them by putting the comma. Right, example number 2 that we have here is, I like to read folklore, comma, horror, comma, and autobiography books. Right, as we know, folklore, horror, and autobiography are all the genres of books. So we separate them by putting the comma. Okay? Alright, so the next punctuation is question mark. Right, so a question mark is placed at the end of a sentence when asking a question. Right, so similarly to full stop, a question mark is also placed at the end of a sentence. Difference is, a question mark is for asking a question. Right, question mark ni kita guna untuk pertanyaan, untuk bertanya soalan. Right, for example number 1, which is your favorite book? Question mark. Why? Question mark. Right, which is your favorite book? Mana satu buku kegemaran awak? That is a question, so we put question mark. Why? Kenapa? That is a question also, so we put question mark. Alright, so example number 2. This story is interesting, isn't it? Alright, so that is a question. So whenever there is a question, we must put a question mark at the end of a sentence. Okay, so now we have the next punctuation is capital letters. Capital letters means huruf besar. Alright, so a capital letter is used to begin a sentence, in proper nouns and indirect speech. So we use capital letter in these three situations. Right? Situation number 1, we use capital letter to begin a sentence, meaning that at the first letter of a sentence, huruf pertama dalam ayat tu, we must use capital letter. Alright. Number 2, we use capital letter in proper nouns. Okay, proper noun is the special names for certain nouns. Alright. Number 3, we use capital letter in direct speech. Right, in direct speech. Okay, now let's go to the examples. Okay, example number 1. This is Encik Hakimi. So the letter T is capital letter. Can you see that? The letter T is capital letter. Right, that represent the beginning of a sentence. Okay. This is Encik Hakimi. E is capital letter. H is capital letter. So E and H, we use capital letter. It represent proper nouns. Okay, Encik Hakimi is proper noun. He is my English teacher. Right, English, E. E is capital letter because English is a proper noun. Right? Okay, yesterday he asked me, do you like English? The letter D is used in capital. Okay, it represents the direct speech. Alright? Alright, so the next punctuation is exclamation mark. Exclamation mark, tanda seru. Right, and exclamation mark is placed at the end of a sentence to show strong emotions. Similarly to full stop and question mark just now, exclamation mark also placed at the end of a sentence, dekat hujung ayat. But exclamation mark we use to show strong emotion. Kita guna untuk emosi. Okay, for example, number 1, I win. Alright, so that shows the emotion of happiness. Okay, the next example, I hurt my knee. That shows the emotion of pain. Next example, your mom treasures you. That is the emotion. That is to show the emotion of love. Alright. Okay, so the last punctuation is quotation mark. Alright, quotation mark. So a quotation mark is used in the sentence or question to indicate speech or conversation. Alright, so a quotation mark shows that there is somebody talking in the sentence or question. Alright, okay, for example, Encik Hakimi asks, why do you like this book, Edith? So, as if in the real situation, Encik Hakimi is saying something to Edith. Okay, dia bercakap sesuatu kepada Edith. Right. Then, I like this book because it is interesting, Edith replied. So, there is a question mark, okay, as if in the real situation, Edith is saying something in reply to Encik Hakimi. Alright? Okay, so boys and girls, can you remember all the 6 punctuation marks that we have learned just now? They are full stop, comma, question mark, capital letters, exclamation mark, and quotation marks. Did you get all the 6 of them? Very good. Okay, so now let's try the exercise in the textbook together. Alright, if you have your textbook, please turn to page 6. Okay, the exercise are here. Right, the instruction is rewrite the sentences, put a full stop, capital letter, question mark, quotation mark, or comma when necessary. Alright, now let's look at number 1. Okay, so number 1, Tan and his wife Jenny live in a village by the seaside. So where do you want to correct the punctuation mark? Alright, so T, the beginning of the sentence must be capital letter. Okay, Tan and his wife. After wife there is a comma because we want to introduce the wife. J. Jenny is capital letter because Jenny is a proper noun. Live in the village by the seaside. Full stop. Right? Full stop at the end of the sentence. Number 2. He was a fisherman and loved his job very much. Okay, so how are we going to correct the sentence? Yes, H is capital letter because H is the first letter in a sentence. He was a fisherman and loved his job very much. Full stop. Okay? Good. Alright, so number 3. One day he caught some fish, prawns and a huge octopus. So how are we going to correct the sentence? Yes, O is capitalized because O is the first letter in a sentence. One day, comma. He caught some fish, comma, prawns, comma, and a huge octopus. Full stop. Okay, did you get it correct? Okay, now let's go to number 4. The octopus opened its mouth and started to talk. So, T is capital letter because T is the first letter of the sentence. The octopus opened its mouth and started to talk. Full stop. Alright, so now let's go to number 5. Can you throw me back into the sea, please? Asked the octopus. Okay, so this one, the sentence starts with open quotation mark. C is capital letter. Can you throw me back to the sea? Comma, please, question mark, then close quotation mark, ask the octopus. Full stop. Alright, so number 6. He agreed when the octopus granted his wish. So H is capital letter because H is the first letter in the sentence. He agreed when the octopus granted his wish. Full stop at the end of the sentence. Alright, so boys and girls, the task for today is going to be based on the textbook, page 6. Alright, the task is at the bottom of the page, alright, the pair work. Alright, so what you have to do is you have to rewrite the passage using the correct punctuation in neat cursive writing. Alright, please do this in your blue exercise book. Alright, so as usual, turn on a new page, write the day and date. The title is textbook, page 6. Alright, the instruction, rewrite the passage using correct punctuation in neat cursive writing and then write your answer in that page. Alright, that's all for today. If you have any problem, feel free to ask me through the Telegram or WhatsApp. Alright, so see you soon. Take care. Bye.